clean, fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Yo, Rajiv.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 7:16 here in St. Vincent and the Eastern Caribbean. And if you're just joining us, welcome to Activated Mornings this morning. Good morning to everyone on their way to work, just starting your day this morning. Good morning to everyone in the diaspora. Good morning to Anne, always with us. And good morning to everyone, always locked on to 99.9, the clean, fresh sound. And of course, good morning to you, Roleza.
Good morning, Ari Sean. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
As usual, I'm blessed and highly flavored. Still highly flavored.
All right. Just want to start off this morning by congratulating Shafiq Sam on the public speaking competition hosted by the Ministry of Public Service as part of the annual Public Service Week of activities. I know Shafiq competed against a few other ministries, or quote-unquote ministries, and he himself represented his ministry with distinction. So he has a professional background encompassing science. He showcased his versatility by participating in 3 categories aligned with the theme, fostering innovation amid global challenges. So once again, shout out to Shafiq this morning.
All right, and as we're making mention of things out of the news, one of the things that I found interesting is the news out of St. Kitts with regards to, of course, yesterday the discounted VAT rates for back-to-school items and for Christmas. But also what I found interesting was that there would be an exemption with regards to, a temporary concession has been approved regarding air cooling devices from July to September of this year in St. Kitts and Nevis. And why it is I found it interesting is because I remember last year, how we struggled with the heat last year. It was extremely hot, especially in the nights, and it is forecasted to also be another year where the temperatures would, I don't think that they said necessarily will get higher, but it might just be just as ridiculous. And even after last night, no, not last night, the night before, I went to sleep and I was already feeling uncomfortable, so I think when governments do these little things, it's always a boost, right? I know that Ari and I spoke on Tuesday about me not knowing about solar-powered battery packs. So then I also did some more research to find out what else I could get in my home that is also solar-powered, and there are solar-powered fans. So if we're concerned about our electricity bill and all of that, you can also try to invest in a solar-powered fan. I mean, I have it on on my wish list as well, right? Hoping to get one before the year is out. And when I do get it, I will give you some feedback in terms of the one that I've gotten. But yeah, if you could find ways to reduce the electricity bill, I know some persons like myself, I don't own a fan. Not a single fan is in my home. And, one of the things I've always been a little bit iffy about is fans catching fire, right? I mean, you think of it as, yes, you have to monitor it. Yes, probably have to get a good brand, etc. But I'm always concerned about leaving on certain devices when I'm sleeping, right? So, I mean, if I get something that's solar powered, it doesn't have to be plugged in. And it could go from there, So I'm always happy to see when governments do little things to alleviate little challenges that their citizens are facing. And I think this is a good initiative from the St. Kitts and Nevis government.
All right, and we are 1 day, 12 hours, 39 minutes away from Vincy Mass 2024.
Fantastic Friday. Day party starts.
And the results for the Soca Monarch finalists and the Ragga Soca Monarch finalists have made its way onto social media, sparking debate.
Oh gosh, so does debate everything? Jeez.
Yeah, naturally, with this list, naturally.
Yeah.
But for the Ragga Soca category, if you have not heard it before, we have at number 1, Dimes and Pixel, Rubber Dub. I wrote in for Rubber Dub.
Bias.
So it's Clayton, Dimes, Roach, and El Rico, the Pixel Hunt with Rubber Dub. Number 2, Hans John, Spectacular, also rooting for Hans this morning.
Listen, how much you pay rooting for?
Almost
You
everybody.
just reached number 2.
Number 3, Utamu Bongo Prime Rose, Special Invitation. Special Invitation is also a great song, rooting for Bongo Prime. Number 4, Keith Currency, In Front of Me. Number 5, Jamari L. Punk, Stapleton, Fever. Number 6, Omarion Marlo Ben, Ola. Number 7, Angelique, Angie Maya, Garway, Jam Day. And I pretty sure I said so on Activated Mornings that I really do like Jam Day. I really like the entire Carnival Diaries rhythm. Number 8, Fly. Big up Fly this morning. I think Fly, this is your third or second Soca Monarch. So shout out to Fly this morning. Calm Fly Haynes with the song Rumble. And number 9, Travis Wizkid Lynch, Rum and Bacchanal. So big up Wizkid, also an artist that I quite enjoy hearing his music. And the reserve is Tracy Scarves Cosia, Big Baby. Shout out to Scarves. It's always so strange hearing Scarves' name is Tracy. But shout out to Scarves this morning. So moving on to the most anticipated, the Soca Monarch category. We have a number 1, Lancelot Madskull Gloucester Soundcheck. Now Madskull has not been participating
Testing.
in Carnival for a number of years.
I think because he was overseas as well.
Yes. So it's interesting to see what he will bring back to the stage, because I think he is a former Soca Monarch, or is it Ragga? I remember him being at least placing in the top 3 a few years ago. I have to double check that. But number 2 is Keith Currency, Super Soca. You getting wet. Number 3, Kester Flanker Chapman, We Love Soca. Number 4, Darren Magical Rose, Fully. Number 5, Ozari Matthews, Front Teeth. Number 6, Lee Jace, King Jace Bullock, Do It. Shout out to Jace this morning. Arando Kemi Christopher, The Blame. Corey, Idol, McTear, Widdy Scene.
Widdy Scene, brother, Widdy Scene.
Widdy Scene. Number 9, Jaleel Viper Williams and Clive Kitty P. Brown. That is Viper and Kitty P with the song Sideman.
The Sideman song, but anyways.
And of course, coming in at number 10, surrounded by controversy with one of the biggest songs right now for the Carnival. Showing Fry Miller, Leave the Liquor. And the resolve is Fed King Madzat, Ryan Primus, Dotty. So today the artists will meet at the CDC conference room at 5:30 to talk, I'm guessing, props and all these other things. But the way I feel about this list, well, actually, I do believe that the Ragga Soca would be between the Prime. Now, can't sleep on Keith Currency. He is a very talented artist. So is El Punk and Fly as well, and Wizkid. And not because I'm not calling your names, just because I'm not familiar with you, seeing you on stage. But I do believe it's going to be between Dimes and Pixel, Hans John, and Bongo Prime. What about how do you feel about it?
I love El Punk. I've always loved El Punk. I love his music. I think that it is going to be a tight one. Spectacular is also one of those great songs that is out there.
Amazing.
I should also be rooting for the only female in the Ragga Soca competition. She's actually the only female in the competition. In the overall Soca Monarch competition. So, it looks that way. Yeah, she's the only female. So yeah, Angelique Garway, I'm rooting for you too, right? One of the things that when I saw the list, this is why I asked you this morning if there's debate already, because of the fact that I think you was it you or Crystal, I made mention of a lot of these songs that I've heard for this season, they annoy me, right? Several of these songs annoy me. Okay, it wasn't with you, it's probably with Crystal, right? In terms of going through the vault and seeing what was there are several songs that annoy me, but what it is that I can say for this particular list, for the Ragga Soca and the Soca Monarch competition, I like the songs. I really do like these songs, and I am just hoping that things would flow smoothly on the night of the show, that everybody is organized so that we would have a smooth flowing show. I made Yeah, it wasn't you, it was Crystal, in truth. I made comments about the length of the time of the Soca Monarch show itself. And I think that it generally goes too long. Now, I guess some persons have a different opinion where it probably could go till morning or whatever, right? People have their different opinions of it. But I like to see a show that is flowing smooth in terms of artists leaving, another one entering, etc. So I do look forward to a great show this season. I realize that some of the big names we are not seeing in this particular competition this year. We have to ask, did they even enter into the competition?
Who are the big names?
Well, we're not seeing Fireman in it. We're not seeing.
Who won last year?
Wasn't it? Was it Fireman? No. Okay, so Ragga Soca was JR.
Oh, okay.
And who won?
Fireman have Ragga Soca this year?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so we're not seeing names like Ragga Finesse in the competition as well. So is it a case where they did not enter? Or is it a case where the young uns are stepping in and taking over? Right? So yeah, I do look forward to a good show this year. Simply because I like these songs.
All right, moving on to Soca Monarch this morning. Who's going to leave with the $60,000? And the way I feel about it is going into a knife fight knowing that your opponent has a gun. You're going up against Fireman for Soca Monarch. Best say just give Fireman the money, let he go home. I'm not downplaying the artist, but Fry just came out this year with Leave the Liquor. So did Sideman just came out. So it's with the scene. Kemi could give Fireman a run, I doubt, but Kemi might be first or second runner up. Jace, shout out to Jace, but yeah, shout out to Jace. Magical, I don't know this song, so I can't really I can't comment on that. Keith Currency, however. And a lot of people are talking about the Matt Skull song, but I've never really sat down and listened to it. But I know Keith Currency might just be the person, the only opponent that Fireman might be in competition with this year. Maybe I could be right, maybe I could be wrong. We will see. It's $60,000 on the line.
Well, one of the things, so as this song checked, is that it's on the ground. It's amusing when you hear people just saying the testing, right? Because even up to the other day, I was walking ahead of a gentleman, and I heard him asking, "Anybody see Maya? Anybody see Maya as a primary school child, right?" And the child was actually walking behind him, so I realized that they were being playful. And then she's saying testing, and then he responded to her, So I think on the ground, it already does have that type of buzz, because I could say testing to you, and you know exactly where it is I'm coming from. So it's
actually no. I'll tell you, I'm not familiar with this.
You're not familiar with it? Okay, all right. So yeah, but I think one of the things with these type of songs too is, or even one of the biggest parts of it is in the category is crowd response, right? So persons have to be able to bring out their crews. You have to have your supporters there, just to be able to give you those added points. Yes, stage performance is important. Yes, Soca Monarch is all about theatrics, right? We see the dramatization that comes in. And that is one of the things that I love about our Soca Monarch competition. To me, it is a performance. As I used the word theatrics before, but it is a theatrical performance. And that is why in the past, I used to enjoy this show, right? And again, the reason why it is that I have not so much enjoyed it now is because of the length of time it takes in terms of the show flowing smoothly, right? But for this year, I'm hoping that, yes, artists are going to be informed of what they need to do, be reminded of what they need to do, just so that the patrons can enjoy it. The money now is up to $60,000 and $30,000 respectively for Soca and Ragga Soca competition. So you had to bring your A game, right? All artists have to bring their A game.
I'm really interested to see what KTP Viper are going to do, and also Fryer, given that they've already generated a buzz in the rural Soca Monarchs throughout the island, leading up to the grand Soca Monarch. Also, I want to shout out CDC this morning. We so quickly rushed to point out when CDC is doing something wrong, but they have raised the prize money. They have been effective in the dissemination of information. They have been collaborating with people in promoting Vincy Mas this year. So shout out to them for stepping up their game this year. And I look forward to see what the Soca Monarch will bring for the Vincentian public, or bring to the Vincentian public this year?
Yeah, so it's just for us to go out, support, get to the park early, people. Cruise and cruise, get to the park early. The park cannot. One of the things that I noticed is that there's this thing of an event can't start because people not there. But if people don't realize that things are going to start, they will not come inside, right? So it's always a chicken and eggs type of situation happening. But, we know what time it's supposed to start. Try to get there early, be on time. Crews come out and represent. We do party normal. It's always interesting when you have to look at shots or clips from Soca Monarch and you just see the vibrancy of persons taking part in terms of those who are stage forward or front of the stage, directly in front of the stage, So, of course, we have to, let's say it at this time as well. So you have to leave the violence out of it. And, just come in and have a really good time, right? We're looking forward to a good show. The artists should be bringing their A game, more money on the table. So let's see what happens with this year's competition.
All right, so the time is 7:31, soon to be 7:32. We're about to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with your traffic talk. And at 7:45, we'll have Today with Weeks. And at 8:05, we have an interesting interview in store for you. So don't go anywhere.